Lotus and the Vauxhall Swindon engine powered build powered Renault Clio V6 at Lavender.
Towards the end of that one, it is the Clio leads the way. Second is Page Bellaby's Lotus. Now James coming to third after Gary Brooks.
Anyone's guess that the Hyundai's probably stars the type of favourite GRX team. I think that's gone hard because the top independent team driver last year. He surely got to start as one of the favourites for World Champion glory, and it's proper rallycross again. It's attracted the rally men know the Solbergs, but now we've got the proper rallycross back and at the fore as well, which is great. Rainy's Nittis is also getting some one of our things, and it's really great to see the world the top perspective rallycross. We've got the big sport, big names in the sport. Started to racing there at the Randy at the moment. Already the race legend is there from the lap start. Silverstone history here, running rallycross this circuit. Had around made an error at turn 5, but has held the 4th position for Steve Mundy. But Julian Godfrey, after that big jump, still holds the lead. And Toyo goes into the joke lap, isn't it? Captain goes in as well. Big dust clouds. Absolutely, and at the end of that one they come there, Tom Constantine it is, and leads the way. The jump last time is Aberroth in second place, and Max Weatherby is one of the starters down the fastest lap of the race here. He's launched his way back into the battle, but he's under attack as well there from Whitney as they come. The jumps of Aberroth running in second place, Whitney the 2 black cars.
I took all his Japanese, he ain't I'll back the blue one.
Drive cars are Rob Gibson and Dave Hoffman. So Gibson and Dave Hoffman,
Gibson against almost into last place, penultimate he is there. So Derek John hustles on in the escort to the lead. They come from first and 4 times down now towards turn 7. Gary Simpson in second place. David Hoffman goes way out wide, and John Cross therefore is third. Fourth is Hoffman, fifth is Lynch, sixth is Gibson, who tries to find a way around the outside. They come from turn 8. Derek John in the meantime can't get away, can keep digging still, but he's not digging. He's got to do 2 Joker laps and he's going to be up against it. So down through turn 7 they come. Chris Palmer not getting away, not escaping, and as he comes up towards turn 8 he does not Joker. So it was conceding this thing.
Number 9 buggy in the tricky circuit that these are.
We're ready to race live as we've gone on and out. So now the driver's ready to go free. So down is a good start by gets up the outside to gain places, but it's going to be Vittles who leads the way. Luke Constantine is second, O'Donovan is third, Ben Sayer fourth as they head up towards the loose for the first time. They turn through the right and then the left. It's going to be the all-red car of Robert Vittles that leads Ben Sayer, almost gets crowded out towards the tyres. And O'Donovan makes his move for second place at the inside of Luke Constantine, heading up towards the jump for the first time. But Vittles is building the gap, isn't he?
Yep, and those yellow cars squabbling over second is helping the red machine get away. Look, slight mistake maybe at turn 5, bit of a very tight line on the inside. Luke Constantine let the car run out wider and is closing off a little bit to the red car out front, but it is Patrick O'Donovan in third place, starting to really pressurise Luke Constantine, the BTRDA champion in his debut year last year, and MSA runner-up as well, so he had a very good first campaign. They're hoping to build on that in 2019.
So to the Joker lap. Upwards lead at turn 1. Most likely he was going to be second. Let's see what has been ready to race. They dive into turn 1. It's going to be Thorne around the outside of Malaby, and Thorne comes up to challenge for second spot as well. But Peter McGarry hands on to second spot. It's Upton with a gap. Peter McGarry second. Third is Jack Thorne. And where is the Lotus? It's there, hidden behind the Twingo in fourth place. Fifth, Riverstar from Paul Johnson's BMW.
Yeah, very good stuff. Johnson from the back row. He had the retirement last time when he got as far as only the second corner, but he's in 5th position. He's chasing what is a very competitive top 4. Tristan streaking clear as it stands, but Peter McGarry's getting used to this British Rallycross scene. He's holding off Jack Thorne, the double Super 1600 champion, Paige Benaby, a very experienced British competitor in her own right. Paul Johnson, a new the British scene, but Peter McGarry doing very well in second place and not letting Tristan get away.
And it's almost free for the lead now because Jack Thorne is up there, but that was getting extreme for Peter McGarry. So
he might have slowed there again. There's an issue at turn 7 with McGarry there, and he gets that low gear and then just stops. So the jump, but it happened last time as well. So a weird issue with the Fiesta.
Can't do it there, but it's the top 2 in grid order to go over the jump for the first time.
Derek Toyo cracked a little bit, but didn't trigger the full start because he stopped the car just in time. But now we'll see what racecraft he's got, because he's got back onto the tail of Julian Godfrey. Down they come. Is this a precursor to what we'll see in the final? Godfrey versus Tohill. Down to turn 7 they come. Derek Tohill closing right up there, tries to avoid the ruts, the bumps on the inside line, get the power down. Does he joke and get it out of the way? No, he will stay behind Godfrey as they come up to the end of that 1-4. So the Mitsubishi
where they really close up. Godfrey is that wider line, as you say, and then keeps the power on. And Joker's with one lap before, so
way out wide. Derek Tohill is on as well. That should have been his chance to get the advantage. Definitely come up closer. Steve Hill.
at the same time onto the grass, and Steve Hill has got the lead, but the number 4 car, the Evo 10 of Steve Hill, hasn't taken the Joker lap. So when Hill disappears into the long group this time around, I'm sure Godfrey and Will Toyo get through as well. I think they will. They look close enough to demote Steve Hill to 3rd place, but Godfrey and Toyo in particular, I think, be kicking himself. If the Swasher had called to take the Joker lap on the last lap, this would have been victory here, but Steve Hill got the same mistake. They go 2 by 2 further back around turn 7. The race leaders, most of the top 4, 5, 6 cars are not Jokers.
Diving to turn 1, it doesn't quite, so he's on the outside line. Joe Booth is 5th, but then he gets the back. The inside goes by the inside line for turn 2. This is on the 3rd place, and he goes through, but Constantine's on the inside for turn 3. He's got to brake because otherwise there was going to be contact. So the order is Flitney having his best race of the day. 2nd is Scott, 3rd is Weatherly, 4th is Constantine, 5th is Booth. Over the jump they go, and this is lap 2 of the 4 in this final qualifying race for Swift. But now Flitney's got quite a margin.
Yeah, it has, for a one-make championship. Dominic Flitney's going very well indeed here, and we expected more from him today, really. A quiet Q1, a quiet Q2. Of the Swift entry this weekend, he's one of the most experienced out there, but has had a pretty off-colour day so far. He's put in that right here in Q3 by dominating this race so far.
in 6 places, except Dave Ward coming through the pack from a lowly grid, the starting position on the grid. Drew Bellamy after that sluggish start has been elbowed out, which is down to 6th, 7th place. Steve Brown, a new teammate, going to come around the outside into turn 5. But again, the pace setter, David Bell, has been the class of the field in the BMW Mini throughout the morning, and he's continuing that pace into the afternoon.
Absolutely right, early counter towards the hairpin, turn 7, it turns his way through that right-hander, the car bounces just a little bit over a slightly bumpy surface, out wide there goes James Osborne, was finding where the dirt was, down a little bit, that up towards somebody has to shed bits, certainly, as they went towards turn 1. So Paul Easter leads, Steve Harris was very cautious just to let people go before he hit the advantage on the face of turn 1, but now he's up into 2nd place. So you've got the RS200 being monitored by the Mini in the hands of Stuart Bowes, and it comes down to turn 7. Tony Lynch, it just shed bits, failing to hold down 4th place straight away.
Paul Easterbrook going wide through turn 7, almost out onto the grass, and he's going to get in the way of Steve Harris. No joking up here, remember to split the field up, so Steve Harris has got to get the move done. That's what he will. Through he goes, and Steve Harris, the former supercar star, in the DS3, Focus, changed cars in supercars many times through his short career in the category, but now finding a new home in the retro championship in the 4-wheel drive category, and in this stunning RS200, which
almost gets trampled upon by the Audi Quattro there, and David Hawthorne is still at the back of the pack as they come out of turn 1, where Steve Cousins makes a move against Derek Job, and he goes through. Steve Cousins up the inside, and the little Citroen AX from Cheekily takes the lead off the Escort Cosworth as they accelerate off the jump for the first time. John Cross runs third in the straight as well as Gary Simpson's BMW. Then it's Mark Finch and David Hawthorne's Quattro at the back of the pack.
Yeah, the AX is just a super little car. We know how well it goes in the hand and down road 4 years ago now, but Steve Cousins is really enjoying his time behind the wheel of the bright blue machine. He turned into turn 7 slightly wide into the bumpy stuff on the outside of the right hander, makes his way through turn 8 and into a slight rise and back up. Silverstone just doesn't suit these 4-wheel drive cars as much. John Henderson later to fight over that important place on almost challenging Chris Scott into turn 1, but it is Tom Constantine who leads from the middle of the front row. Chris Scott from pole position got squeezed towards the tyre wall on the inside and has fallen down to 3rd, if not 4th place, because Will Layton's through, and Chris Scott in a couple of corners has gone from 1st to last almost.
Yeah, because he's about to lose out again, isn't he now, because Tom Henson comes up to challenge at the jump. Now, remember, these are 6-lap races from here on in, 4 for the qualifying heats, but 6 for semi-finals and finals, so there's more track time. It's not going to do the Joker lap, but down towards turn 7 comes Tom Constantine, so it's a good graduation. Certainly in this race, Tom from
Bellamy takes the lead into the first corner. There's contact further back. Ian Flitney almost between the tyre wall and Joe Boone loses ground and he's fallen to the back of the pack as James Chisholm, the racing from the Isle of Sheppey, and Ken makes his way into second position around the pole sitter. So again, that pole position hasn't helped really. You get a slow start and Flitney lost out, Chris Scott lost out, but Flitney's bouncing back and fighting back over the jump. He's back into second position. Max Weatherly though has got a 4 or 5 car length lead over the Flitney car in second.
Got a demon start, hasn't he, to try and build up the advantage. Out of turn 7 he comes, and again some find a line that helps them maintain the pace. Others just get bogged down and lose all momentum. So Weatherly it is that leads the way. To the Joker that goes James Chisholm, gets out of the middle of the pack, gets himself
they get ready to race light there, wait the green. Wide line around the outside, the crowd race on the inside is Bell into the lead, but Ward's going to come through into second place. Steve from Martin Hawks, they go wing mirror to wing mirror through turn 3, they tip sideways by Christoph Cousin. The two cars are locked together and just about to avoid serious contact, but there's definitely bodywork rubbing as they came out of turn 3, and James Osborne tries to cut the inside. This frantic stuff from the BMW Minis, and this is only the opening half of the first lap.
Absolutely, so Christoph Cousin very nearly gained the place, very nearly lost the place, and there was almost contact, as you say, between Osborne and Cousin as they got to turn 5, but out of all of that, it is David Bell that leads the way, and he's getting away. Martin Hawks second, and then everybody else is third, really. Where the Joker that might be going.
There'll be any team tactics in this one. Doesn't get the start. She hasn't got the gets way throughout the day as Gareth Wood trucks the car in sideways through turn 1, and that's cost him third place. Steve Brown, the ex-rally man, not very used to having these cars side by side, door to door, but he's through into third place ahead of the more experienced Wood. Hawks, it is who leads, doing something his brother Martin's been unable to do in semi-final number 1.
So Andy Hawks down to turn 5 there, being chased by Drew Bellamy. Are we going to get a change for the lead? Drew was all pumped up on the grid, but didn't make the best start again, so she's got work to do. Down to turn 7 with in third place then Steve Brown and Gareth Wood from the back of the grid, needing to get a bit of a ring along as well. But what they're thinking is survival, are they thinking position? Up in turn 8, the car Andy Hawks is up, and Joker that to be there.
Supercharged Mini Coopers, and they're very popular indeed on the RallyCross scene. Hopefully with the Classic Republic event later in the year we'll see the it is true second place, but the squabbling duo are Andy Hawks and Steve Brown, and again Hawks makes an error at turn 1 and Steve Brown is now over the back of the car. Andy Hawks doesn't like that top corner. He made a mistake there earlier on and lost the lead, and he went wide again that time around, and now Steve Brown is hounding him over the final few laps.
So as the jump may come then, Steve Brown is absolutely determined to find a way by. Fastest lap of the race, which is still to do the Joker, and is it going to be on this penultimate lap? Yes it is. So on lap 5, Drew Bellamy goes for the Joker lap behind his Gareth Wood. So Drew Bellamy will keep the lead as Brown hits on the inside out of turn 7 and goes ahead of Hawks to third place, and he's trying to come second. Joker drops back to last place, so Steve Brown good move out of turn 7. He's done it. He's gone through up into second place.
Yeah, the 31-year-old from Rochdale there makes it a Bellamy Motorsport 1-2. So Stephen Brown into second position ahead of Andy Hawks. And Hawks, a real experienced competitor in this championship, has been passed and up into turn 7 there.
there, right up the inside, going Brown, and through he went. He was threatening to do that throughout, but very good drive here from Brown in the white car on his debut in the Motorsport UK British Championship after just a couple of guest outings in the BTRDA series last year. Enjoying his RallyCross, and even more so when you pass an experienced campaigner like that. No threat to Bellamy though. Sluggish gets away, takes the flag to score victory.
Turn 1, and he doesn't get that far, so Mark Finch 179 in the break. Better pace to them previously. He's about to park the car, and it's Steve Cousins then who's managed yet again to get past Derry John in the lead. So the Citroen is ahead of the corner, they hit the loose.
Yeah, really striking out of that first corner in the run up to the second, and then you get that tight twisty sequence where the AX can get on the power quicker than the four-wheel drive Ford Escort can, and the front-wheel drive AX is really reveling in the Silverstone sunshine. He brakes for turn 7, there's contact. Derek Job and Steve Cousins have contact at turn 7, and that allows Paul Easterbrook through. Easterbrook's having one of his best runs in the Retro RallyCross Championship. Usually he's a bit of a back marker in the series.
The Retro RallyCross.
Gary Simpson has been positioned at a very good pace so far. Let the pack go. There's no messing around that time from Steve Harris. He is away. The Mark Renison replica, 2 or 3 car lengths clear of Gary Simpson in the two-wheel drive BMW. Then it's the similar two-wheel drive car of John Cross and the Stratos. And then we get the four-wheel drive brigade led by Dave Hoffman and Rob Gibson at the rear of the field. So Gibson hasn't been in action since the late morning, is now in a Porsche race here and needs to get his head down and can't be backing off the throttle at all here. He needs to be going for it.
So down they come towards turn 7, and David Holman in the Quattro is the first target for Rob Gibson, but Steve Harris may have missed the majority of the morning to first qualifying round. He's making amends, Q3 and his second Rob Gibson to the outside of David Holman, should go round the outside, but no, gets on the slippery part of the circuit, has to give way. Challenges again on the outside up towards turn 2, but that's the outside. He wants the inside of turn 3, and he hasn't yet been able to make the move.
No, David Hoffman's putting up a good defensive drive here. The Retro Championship debut, but did get some track time at the World Championship round last year. Last time around up into turn 1, but then David Hoffman saw him out wide and he couldn't get the move done. Can he do the same again here? It's going to be close to turn 2.
Hard on the brakes, David Holford brakes slightly later, he's got the better line for turn 2 and he keeps the pace over turn 3. They're actually closing on John Cross as well, on the Stratos here, despite that rather fierce fight, but up front Steve Harris leads from Gary Simpson, so the RS200 and Rob Gibson goes around the outside line before the race there in turn 5. He's going to go out a little bit wide, but he's done it, he's got through, so Rob Gibson goes quickly now, makes the move against John Cross on the outside line down towards turn 7. John Cross fends him off, he goes a little bit wide out of the corner, and Rob Gibson goes through, so 2 places going in. Now it's actually second.
Yeah, John Cross in the danger zone here. He's had 4-wheel drive Audi Quattro breathing down his neck, and it's very dodgy ground now for John Cross. He wants to get through to this final. He's got to put up a good defensive drive and use all of those years of experience in RallyCross to keep the Quattro at bay as Rob Gibson is trying to get past the 2-wheel drive BMW of Gary Simpson. Simpson in the tail-happy BMW 3 Series. He's going to go sideways through turn 5 and Gibson just can't get alongside him up into turn 7. This is one of the passing places. He's going to try around the outside. We saw James Osborne pull this move off in the one-make BMW Swift, but BMW Minis, but in the Retro RallyCross Championship, have to turn out and make it very difficult to get
Sideline going towards turn 1, Gibson attacks for second and it doesn't work. Holford attacks for fourth and it doesn't work, and that's the rather more important. Outside, ready to race line goes. Let's go really quick, stop there, there's always been a wheel spin, with the bottom line and box down, both there. Gets the bottom and third, Luke Constantine, as they make the run up towards turns 2 and 3 from tarmac to loose. You go right, you go left, you go up towards the jump next. It's Vitals in the lead, O'Donovan right there behind him, the Constantines with Luke ahead of James third and fourth, and it's Ben Sayer fifth.
Yeah, it's good pace again from the Latvian out front. It's Robert Vitals who leads the pack as side-by-side action further back with Ben Sayer and James Constantine going door to door through turn 5. James Constantine just holds off the newcomer of the year last year as Luke Constantine makes a move for second place. He's done this before today. He likes to dive up the inside into turn 7, but Patrick O'Donovan is wise to it and keeps his second place. He holds off Luke Constantine, who is a sort of a fixture of the day. He takes the joke out on the first lap, gets
Definitely not being able to race because of engine dramas in practice. Up they come to the jump, and as they head over it, it's the all-red car, Robert Vitals, the Latvian, in the lead. Second is O'Donovan, and then for third place now it is James Constantine. Luke is fourth, and Ben Sayer is fifth, trying to play catch-up.
Yeah, after doing that joker lap, he's still in fifth position, but needing to get into the top to get through. Robert Vitals has gone slightly wide at turn 7, they're side by side. Patrick O'Donovan's through. There's a little bit of contact between the pair, but Patrick O'Donovan capitalising on that mistake from Robert Vitals, just one slight mistake, two wheels out onto that rough stuff on the outside of turn 7 into the ruts, and through goes Patrick O'Donovan. Luke Constantine is also going to get past the Latvian, or is he? They're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1, and he's got the momentum to get it done. He has.
Something about Vitals, because it happened in the final qualifying run, didn't it? He's good, but something goes wrong with Joker. He seems to lose all the pace, so he got bumped with Joker last time, and now he's lost another place to Constantine here. So O'Donovan versus Constantine, it is going to be for the win as they come up towards turn 5. This is lap number 4 then out of the 6 that we get in the final for the junior
Competitors in the field, and he's using that to good effect. Just couldn't get up the inside of Luke Constantine there. These two went wheel to wheel at Linden Hill in last September at the Brian Lawford Memorial Rallycross event, where Vitals burst onto the scene until the car broke, and that stopped him going any further. But they know each other well already. They've raced wheel to wheel in Kent last year, and they're doing the same again here at the opening round of the 2019 British Rallycross Championship, where Patrick O'Donovan is showing the way. The bright yellow Team RX racing car run by Rallycross expert Graham Rodemark. So he's got a very good man helping him behind the scenes in the form of Graham Rodemark, who's been working alongside the Peugeot squad in World Rallycross this year. O'Donovan still with the joker lap to do, the only driver on the circuit not to have taken the extra joker route, and we have seen these junior drivers make mistakes in the chicane in the joker lap section. It seems to be where Robert Vitals is falling down. It's his sort of Achilles heel on this circuit, strong everywhere else, but every time he jokers he does lose ground, as David was saying. Can Patrick O'Donovan still clean and do a nice clean joker? They're on their final lap. This is the lap he needs to do it. Can he claim the first victory of the year? Luke Constantine and Robert Vitals are still absolutely locked together, bumper to bumper through turn 7, but this is the crucial part of the race. Patrick O'Donovan is into the joker lap, and he's going to claim victory. I think he goes very wide out of the joker lap section. Luke Constantine's going to have to run on him up to the line. They're side by side over the finish line. Who's going to claim victory now? It's Luke Constantine who gets it.
115 for the gap, so for 24 Craig Lomax and 3-8 for the Garage Kaminsky. Sideways everywhere, up again a circuit where the trio, certainly these conditions will be strong, leads the way, and he's already got about 6 lengths advantage as they go over the jump for the first time.
Yeah, but McGarry getting quicker and quicker as the day goes on, as the top 4 put on the flying show again. They're really airborne over the jump into turn 5, but Upton is really enjoying this Silverstone circuit, it seems. The greasy conditions we endured in the -14 conditions we had in March last year in the snow when Sebastian Loeb won really didn't suit the V6 Renault Clio, the ex-Jamie Bird car. These drives in dusty conditions.
Fifth is Craig Lomax, coming back at Jack Ford, who is completely airborne for longer than anybody. He's up the inside of Craig Mulligan to go through. He had no option there because he was still in the air, I think, which he was braking for the corner. But Jack Ford has flown literally through to third place. Fabulous driving from the pair of them there, but Jack Ford, with huge amounts of airtime, goes through on the inside into third place. Upton leads them into the lap to his side with Gary. That was
very well indeed as he hassles and harries the Paul McGarry car out into second place. This is all allowing Tristan Upton out front just to get further and further clear as they start and enter their fourth lap.
Goes to tail, they come, does Jack Paul, Joe Coco, again he does. Jack clear ride for the moment, so now he's got to push and see
looking more of a threat to us. It's not going to be easy for him to close that gap down. We've only a handful of laps remaining.
Very goes heavy on landing that time, but staying on the back of McGarry as the leader. Tristan Upton comes up now to the end of lap 5, and it's going to be Joe last. Not about a Mills because the Mazda is in the barriers, but it's going to be 303 Ericsson for Victor Guido in the Joker, so it's 273 Paul Johnson for Victor Guido. Mitsubishi, multicolored 101. Back to Rally doesn't quite capitalise, but Rockford leads the way. Toyo is second, around 30s, and made one place up against Dean Hill. They're on the loose for the first time, but Godfrey an absolute corner at the start. And Derek Toyo is now having to make that jump in second.
Yeah, what can Derek Toyo do? He's flying over the jump. Julian's a bit more conservative over the jump than he has been all day, but he's still got the pace out front. And Derek Toyo will turn the tables at last and beat Julian for 3 minute advantage in the final lap around, having a very strong run again. We saw him do this in November. He's going to get another third place here in the Citroen C4. Steve Hill's in his fourth place. Where else? He's always fourth at the moment, but with the rework.
Does he Joker this time? No, he stays in the shadow. Godfrey is pulling away. Derek Toyo is going to be setting the pace out front as you would expect going on this Q1, Q2, Q3, 4. Derek Toyo was just so conceited together. That would be a very good move and it would really help the championship if it packed around back full time. Indeed, so a long way off. The hitches has been rekindled and Steve Hill so nearly came into contact with the Citroen that time in turn 1. Down at turn 7 to the eye, the gap a little bit left. Derek Toyo completely with the car through. He is trying everything in fairness. He's not given up. Last time around the gap at 1.6 seconds. Goes around now. Sideways again with the current speed in at the end of this, Julian Godfrey, who was the forgotten with this equipment round last year, he didn't win the race because of the gas was ahead of him. He's going to ride on this year and take the race win. He's down at turn 7, and he's going to Joker this time. Last lap, let's see Derek Toyo again. second, but he goes out a little bit wide. This time he's gone for the Joker. Derek Toyo to assume the lead.
Toyo followed him in. This time, Toyo has stuck to the normal route. Almost into the tyre stack. That's going to cost him
his Joker, so that gets Henson into his first one running for the day. Let's go really well. Down towards turn one they go, and it is going to be Constantine ahead of Flitney, with everybody else trying to be third. Round the outside there goes the blue and white car of Max Weatherly, but he's going to get run out a little bit wide by, first of all, Will Leighton, and Chris Scott tries to buy into that battle as well, but Leighton gets dropped down to fifth as they head to the jump.
Yeah, good stuff from Chris Scott. He's going side by side with Will Leighton into turn 5, but the 17-year-old ex-Carter is having none of it. He keeps his nose in and passes Chris Scott again, but Chris Scott tries to come back as well. They're side by side and have been for a couple of corners now. Will Leighton, the youngster, is going to hold off Chris Scott, and then you get James Chisholm in the bright yellow Suzuki having shown his nose as well. Chris Scott gets forced out wide, so that battle in the mid-pack really hotting it up. But Tom Constantine on his debut in the senior class, can he do what Tom Llewellyn did?
Really only by what, 2 lengths now as they come up towards the situation where you decide to jump. It's a conventional lap through for this time around with Leighton going for the Joker. The gap is down to 8 turns. Passes that gap.
Scott gets on the last battle gets ever closer. Tom Constantine and Flitney again put in the fastest lap of the race. He's going for the move up the inside into turn 5, side by side almost. They went bumper to bumper into turn 5 that time around, and Flitney couldn't get the move done, but he's still locked to the rear bumper of Tom Constantine's bright orange and black the Suzuki Swift as they turn into the right-hander at turn 7. He's going to really feel the pressure now. This isn't just the pressure of his first ever senior Swift outing, it's also the pressure of leading in the final on his first go in the Swift Sport class. He takes the Joker lap. That relieves some of the pressure at least, and comes off any pressure. That's when the Joker lap earlier on, setting back into the third race, and Constantine re-emerged as the race winner. Flitney is now the first ever Joker lap has come to the track ahead of him. He can go about how many quicker than he was before the Joker was laid out.
Because he's back now towards the normal line-up with the gears back on the power. He's going to be ahead of him. He tries to go right round the outside, taking to turn 1. Doesn't work, so Flitney the Joker gets the race lead. Flitney leads the way on the last lap as well now as they come up towards the loose. So Flitney leading second, right there behind him is Tom Constantine. And third, dropping back in at the minute is Max Weatherly. We're not done yet. The small cars, they are narrower cars than some, and therefore there's a bit more of Silverstone through the table down towards turn 5. Flitney now cannot afford to make a mistake as he comes down towards the hairpin at turn 7. Is this going to be a race win for Dominic Flitney? His first in a long, long time in a final, just ahead of Tom Constantine. That's the order. They both serve the Joker. They're up towards turn 8, and then the right at turn 9 will drag to the flag, and it's going to be the black car of Dominic Flitney that he's going to win the first Swiss of all time of the season. Dominic Flitney wins second over the line. Tom Constantine is third.
When it matters in the final, he's ready to race like he's on, it picks off, wait for the green, it will come any moment. Into the lead, and he comes back in first place. Martin Hawk second, Drew Bellamy just about holding on to third, or is she? Because Andy Hawk's going to try and go around the outside into turn 3. Can't get it done. We've got understand the pack there. Much side by side action, but the lead, David Bell is getting away just yet.
No, Martin Hawks is keeping on his toes, isn't he? As they get to turn 5, 6 laps remember for the final, and nose to tail they run now, down to turn 7. Hawks though is about to get into this invidious position of attacking and defending at the same time, because he's got Drew Bellamy right up behind him as much as he wants to defend that. He's got to attack for the race lead. He doesn't Joker, however, towards the lead of David Bell, and Hawks slightly quicker out of turn 8 there, come up from the end of the lap. have gone up to 9/10 of a second, and now Toyo back in second place for the race lead. He's trying to fend off the Challenger now. It's coming through Bellamy as they go over the jump once again. David Bell still clear of the race lead. How about Gary Goldman getting on the Andrew Williams? That might be the very end of one because Gary Williams was hoping for the pace on the race as the day has gone on. Chases off the green car, change for second place though because Bellamy dives up the inside, elbows out, goes through at turn 7. So through Bellamy goes through on the inside line, and we've got Martin Hawks now set for the race lead. The BMW that's all sideways, Simpson gets crossed up, pendulum back towards the road, delaying the Audi as he does so.
Yeah, elbow there for Gary Simpson, he went sideways, caught by Skipping in Stuart Bowes, crossed up the inside and got past the BMW, so a giant clear move from Stuart Bowes into 4th place. Steve Cousins, Derek Job, if you remember, had contact Q3. Derek Job sticks his mum from the going that contact, but Steve Cousins would have remembered that and Steve Cousins in the remarkable Citroen AX, but the real giant killer job is being put in here by the Mini in the hands of Stuart Bowes. It's a car that goes back decades in 1 seasons, and he's actually taken it back to Steve Cousins. Now Gary Simpson's BMW against David Hawkwood in the urban pricing game off the road as well. Everything goes past him. Goes out to the real one, that's the way up. Through turn 1, the next once again, Gary Simpson into the BMW with the upper hand here. Stuart Bowes has not going away. The brake is now back to the job that intended this as well in the sports car fight. Yeah, Derek Johnson looks really comfortable in the Steve Harris. Derek's a bit weak over the jumping Steve Harris.
Joker have to factor into this as well. It's going to be fascinating to see, isn't it now? So he's up against it. Look at the amount of real estate he's gobbling up on the way down to turn 7. So the leader at the end of lap 1 there, and he's going to be in on spot. He's going to make most of that up on, so he's certainly not out of contention. And Feeney's got a problem because he has slowed right down. So Kevin Feeney is heading for retirement and Palmer is heading for the back of that trio.